Hi everyone, welcome to the Insights podcast, and this is a podcast by Grailmaker Innovations. We bring in interesting stories about visual impairment, their journeys, and last time we spoke about accessible travel tales, and this time we are going to speak about low vision awareness. I love the month February. Why? Because it's the shortest month and you get your salary a little early. You don't have to work 30 days of the week. But there's another, aspect of Feb, that is, it's the low vision awareness month. It started in 2005 by National Eye Institute in the US to raise awareness about life with low vision, different factors like facets of what happens, life around like living with low vision. So today we have our wonderful four panelists: Karthik, Anusha, Pravin, and Anup. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aishwarya, for having us. It will be
Inviting
our
us.
pleasure.
I almost feel like, like, oh wow, I have celebrities with me, and then I have the privilege of hosting you guys. So, yes, let's jump into discussion today about low vision awareness. So, I am a person who's completely blind, but then I've had these friends with low vision, helping me around. I've been around them, and I kind of understand how their eyesight works. So let's start off with the first question. So each of you, maybe starting with Karthik, if you all could tell us what is your eyesight, like eye condition, what's your vision like, and what can you see, and what are the challenges, when it comes to just general visual aspects?
Firstly, thanks, Aishwarya, for having me into this lovely forum and also with the lovely so-called celebrity guest that you called us. Yeah. So, yeah, I do have a condition by name, macular degeneration in the scientific doctoral terms. But in a generic way, for a layman to understand, the nerves in the macula, which is the central retina, has completely been damaged. And this is the condition that I've been living through my childhood. And with respect to the vision that I have, it is completely blurred. The blurriness is little rectified if I wear my spectacles. It's not that it's going to help me out in reading or identifying the people's faces, but yeah, it kind of gives me a little comfort with the spectacles. The last thing, that the biggest challenge that I have would be in a bright sunshine. It is very difficult for me to actually see things around. Though I'm an independent in mobility wise, but then yeah, it kind of takes a toll on me when the bright sunshine is around.
Thanks, Karthik. I request others, like other than the person who's speaking, I request others to please mute your microphones. There's some kind of disturbance in the back end. Next, Anup, can we start with you? Can we ask you next?
Okay, I was hoping I'll go at the end, but yeah, that's fine. Am I audible?
Anup, you may have to move a little away from the mic because your voice is kind of like based.
Sorry, how about now?
It's kind of better.
Yeah, sorry. Um, okay, okay. Yeah, first of all, yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. Aishwarya, glad to be here. And coming to my vision condition, I have pretty much the same condition what just Karthik explained. I have a variant of it. It's called a juvenile form of macular degeneration, and it's specifically called as Stargardt. And in terms of my vision status, I kind of lost pretty much of my central vision. So when I say I lost my central vision, it's like the whole of my central vision is full blur. Irrespective of any visual aids or glasses I wear, it's not going to help me. So I'm completely blind in the center. I do have little peripheral vision, with the help of which I am able to mobilize and move around independently, somewhat. still, at times I would need assistance as well in say places where it's dark and places where there are traffic, lot of traffic around. So I would definitely need some assistance in those places. But apart from that, I would say, um, yeah. So that's and this condition is kind of a progressive condition, and I kind of lose it as I grow. And when I first diagnosed this condition, I was at the age of 10 when I got diagnosed. So since then, I've been losing my vision gradually. So yeah, that's about me. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for that, Anu. How about you, Praveen?
Yeah, so I have like rock core dystrophy. That's what they term it as. Okay, that's the issue which I'm having with my eyes. It is, uh, I think it is a variant of MD. I think so. Okay, it falls under MD. So I have around close to 30% of vision. That is just I'm just randomly saying that number because I exactly don't know how much it is, but somewhat similar to that number I have. And overall, maybe in a new place, I find it difficult to be to mobilize, and maybe I be more cautious. And maybe if a place is known to me, then I'll be more confident there. And with regards to maybe the computers of mobile phones, I completely depend upon the screen reader. So, and various other accessible aids to just be independent.
Okay. Thanks, Praveen. I'm happy you're
Yeah.
talking. So, by the way, guys,
Okay.
Praveen is a very silent guy, and we keep teasing him that Praveen, you got to talk more. And today he's our panelist. So happy to have you here, Praveen.
Thank
Anusha,
you.
how about you? Anusha, we can't hear you.
Both Anup and Karthik in regard to. Can you hear
Great.
me? So I can say
Yes, we
that
can hear you
I'm
now.
a
Please go ahead.
sister of Anup and
Yeah.
Karthik in the diagnosis. So in the medical terms, yes, my diagnosis is called as macular dystrophy and macular degeneration, whatever it is. It's the same like I have lost my central vision, and where the retina have dead cells in the center of the
Anusha, you still there?
and
Anusha, your voice
I'll
is,
be able
we
to see
cannot
the
hear you.
things, but it's not like with a full clarity. It's kind of. I'm still.
Anusha, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it is better.
Okay. Can you hear me now? I'm about to say that. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. I have to be a little loud, I believe. Yeah. So I'm telling that it's more of a similar way of the diagnosis which Karthik and Anup have. I'm also a person who has a macular dystrophy. And yeah, it's like I can see things, but not in a very clear way. But I can understand that if I compare my vision in the on the traffic, I can see that a vehicle is coming, but how far is it and how fast is it coming? I won't be able to evaluate. So that's how it is. And same as yes, I have a difficulty in reading the text and the rest of the things. Yes, I'll be having a very uh, minimal vision to work upon my things. Yeah, it's all about that.
Thanks, guys. See, it's very interesting. There are four of you, and all with low vision. But there are subtle changes in the way that you see things around. So, very interesting. I just want to share something. Like I remember, Anusha is a very close friend of mine. So, we you often go out to cafes, restaurants, and all. And I remember once we were looking up for a cafe, and it was the street where they were building sort of, and we asked a passerby. She asked him actually. She could see his face, but she couldn't see the buildings around. She asked him, "Excuse me, where's this particular cafe?" And he just looked at her like, "It's right in front of you. Can't you see it?" So that's how low vision works for people, and mostly because they look sighted, because what generally in public think is blindness is, oh, it's just uh, complete loss of vision, like completely black, but it doesn't that work that way. There are different facets to it. So I just want to understand, like, from you guys, do you have any incidents where people thought you were sighted and mistook you, and and you faced an awkward situation? Let's start with Praveen.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, Praveen.
So, okay, there was suddenly a network glitch. So, I think everywhere I go, people first think I'm a sighted. Okay, so it takes some time. Maybe I don't react to them or respond to their smile or greeting or something, which is uh, which people tend to think that it's due to some attitude issues rather than vision issues. Okay, and I think many places I face it. Mainly, maybe the recent few which I can remember on top of my mind is maybe while crossing the road. I try to follow someone who's sighted, but at times they think I'm sighted and they try to follow me while crossing the road. So there it takes some time. Then we need to wait for some other person to come and we just follow them to cross the road. So so this is where, like, this is one of the places where I recently faced the issue where people thought I'm sighted. So
Thanks, Praveen. Thanks for
yeah.
that. How about you, Karthik?
I have plenty to share, but like in the interest of time, just to keep the conversation in a humorous way, probably I'll start off with that. We have a lot of beautiful women around the society, right? And yes, a guy walking around, and definitely it is obvious that the woman would want to, especially the women friends. I'm talking about the friends who are girls. They would definitely want you to give them a comment on their dress or their makeup or their lipstick or their earrings, very minute things. But I'm a low vision, guys. I would not be able to comment on it because it is very hard for me to figure out your earrings or your nose rings or your lipstick or your eyebrows and all those stuff. Yeah, but on a darker note, probably one of the situations in a specifically in a railway stations when I do have my visual certificate, which is given by the government doctors. I carry that, and I try to purchase a tickets on the counter, and they see me, and they're like, they kind of see me twice, and then look at the certificate and look at me. Is it really me on that photo? And then they try to ask cross question me like, are you really belonging to the vision loss category or not? So these are kind of situation that I face across. Initially it used to kind of be little awkward and be little irritating, but now I'm used to those kind of things. So,
Yeah,
and the
thanks,
last thing that
Karthik.
yeah, sorry,
Yeah, please go
Aishwarya.
ahead. Please
Yeah,
go ahead.
one additional thing that I would, as a guy who is very much passionate about sports, very much passionate about cars. Usually, I think that is where we kind of held back to get these passion towards the implementation. So you are only visualizing things on the sports. You're only visualizing in the cars, but you don't get to drive them or you won't get to play them.
I remember, Karthik, like, when we had the tandem cycling event in Hyderabad. I think this was in 2024. You were the pilot, and I was behind you. And for a moment, when you
Yes.
said, "Come, let me take you," I was like, I had my heart in the mouth. I was like, will I be safe? Because and then we were riding on the necklace road, but it was fun, because we went around 3 kilometers. We took a U-turn and we came back. And finally, when I reached back, I was like, wow, this is fun to have a friend with low vision. Thanks, Karthik.
But to
How
add
about
to
you?
that, Aishwarya, the road was
Yeah,
completely reserved for specifically for us that particular day. We didn't have the general traffic moving around, so that
correct.
helped us.
Absolutely,
Hi,
absolutely.
hi all. This is Pravin. Sorry for joining late. Am I audible?
Yeah, Praveen.
Can I I joined the link a little late, so I heard people introducing themselves. So can I take like 2 minutes and introduce myself and come to the topic?
Praveen, actually, these are the four panelists right now. So at the
Sorry,
end,
sorry.
we'll give you, we'll give the participants to talk and introduce themselves. Then you can join in there.
Yes, yes. Sorry, sorry. I didn't
Thank
know.
you,
I didn't
Praveen.
know
Thank
the.
you. Yeah. Anusha, how about you?
So, same like on the same tandem cycling event, even I was there, and we were also having fun. Taking. I mean, I just tried being a pilot, and I would like to take you on a ride, and I just took for I think hardly for 500 meters, I believe. Yeah, we came back. So that was one of the trouble. Like,
I could
and
trust
yeah,
Anusha,
Karthik, not
maybe
you, Anusha.
Maybe you could add on to the Yulu drive that you and I had.
yeah, true. Actually, that was a very adventurous ride that we had. Yeah, I'm going beyond the topic one, that the question that you have asked, but yeah, it was like one day we went for a
Marathon.
marathon run. It's a mandatory run, I believe, right?
Anusha, sorry, may I
Karthik,
stop
yeah.
you? I think there's a
So
problem with your
we
Wi-Fi.
went there to Bannirghatta. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like 40 kilometers. Okay,
Wi-Fi.
can you continue with the Anup? I'll just check it.
Yeah, yeah. Anu, can you answer? Meanwhile, Anusha can set it up, please.
Yeah. So, I mean, I believe the question was like how people don't recognize you for the vision condition that you have. That I think
Yeah.
it's echoing the same things. Like we all pretty much have a similar journey, but then the challenges are probably a little different for each others. So yeah, I've come across many of occasions. I mean, every day that you come across people who think you are a sighted person, and then they expect you to do sighted things like look at them, read them, acknowledge their social cues, non-verbal cues, that is, and and you expect them to. But then when you are not being able to reciprocate, like what is expected, then you would be taken for someone who is probably a little. Arrogant or attitude, like what Praveen just mentioned a while back. So that is something that is the challenge, major challenge I would say as a low vision person, existing in this social setup and in professional setup and all those things. So and I mean I don't know any particular instance, but yeah, I think what Praveen mentioned, I've experienced that, and there have been occasions when you would be looking for washroom in say in a public space or a restaurant or a mall, and then you'll be standing right in front of the washroom, and then you'll be asking the person right beside, where is the washroom? That would be a nonsense question for him, but then they don't realize, uh, the visual challenges that we might have. And at times, I stand and wait for people to walk by to understand, which is the right washroom, and people might think you weird for doing that. And yeah, so things like that I've come across a lot. So yeah, that's about it. Actually.
Thanks for sharing that, Anup. Thank you so much. Anusha, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back, and I hope my voice is clear now. Is it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay,
It is.
great.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I should tell this incident where we had a very good Yulu. That is one of the bike that we get it on a rent here in Bangalore. So me and Karthik have went out for a Maitri run in Bannerghatta, which is almost like 40 kilometers away from here, from the place we live. So it's like we thought of why not we give it a try, and we actually travel from using that. I mean, taking that Yulu bike. It's a battery bike from Bannerghatta
Mhm.
to Marathali. It was like so much fun. It's
Oh.
seriously an adventure because, we both being a low vision and how far we can see. As I told you earlier, it's like, yes, I know that some vehicle is coming, but how fast is it coming and how far is it? I'm little skeptical about it. I won't be able to evaluate. But with that vision, on a 20 speed, we came from Bannerghatta to Marthali, and it was an adventurous ride for us. Yeah. Uh, Coming to your question, it was like there were certain awkward situations being a girl, choosing a color. Very recent big discussion that
Peach
happened
pink.
among our team members is like,
Peach pink.
true.
Peach
It's
pink.
like I am saying that it's peach orange, and my team says that it's peach pink. The dress that I'm wearing. Yes, it was a fun, but maybe sometimes if I go out and if I ask to the sales girl or any other person who is there on the counter, it might be like, why this girl is calling this, it's perfectly peach pink and 100%. I mean, rest of the other team members are saying it is peach pink, but I go into the counter and I might ask like, how much is the dress of peach orange wala? It go.
Mm.
I mean, that is where sometimes he looks like, which peach orange, madam? Orange dress say, I mean, there is no orange dress in that in that rack anymore.
Well, I like your confidence, Anusha. Keep going. Well, I have one incident
That is
like.
her, some seriously. Sometimes people will be like, continue.
Go
No,
ahead, Anusha.
sometimes
Go ahead.
people will be like questioning
I was just
themselves, looking at my confidence.
I was just saying that, I remember when I was, working as a rehab counselor, there was one incident with a guy with low vision. So he started using his phone in front of an official. And at his education institution, and obviously he's submitted his certificate that he has visual impairment and all that. So in front of him, he started using the phone and magnified the screen, sort of was looking into the phone. But then the official there actually lashed at him, saying that you're able to use your phone, you're able to see into your screen. Why are you lying? So you're not, you don't have any visual impairment, that sort of response. So, times like that, does that make you feel, no, man, I don't want to tell anyone that I have low vision. I'll just be with this. And, it's better that I don't tell I have low vision unless it is necessary. So, did you guys have any such situation? Anu, maybe start with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, a lot. So, from my childhood, I think that's been something, I had to face with. So, people, so there are certain situations where I could see, and there are situations I can't. So, people around you, I mean, it's tend to get a little confused, So how much can you see and how much you can't? So then they probably you don't look the part of being a blind person, so they would consider as a person who probably has some challenges of visual, conditions, but not that great of a issue for him to manage. So they would tend to treat you in such ways, and at times it's good because you are not. Sidelined or treated anything special than others. So you are treated as equal and dealt with in some way. But certain situations where you need actual assistance and support, I mean, those are places that you kind of lose off in getting that support, or probably getting judged, for seeking that support. And that
Hmm.
kind of happens a lot in my situation. And coming to the part of, what was the last thing that you mentioned? I just forgot. What did you say last part?
I was just asking about like, did you not feel like the question was this? Did you not feel like telling people about your low vision because they don't
Yeah, so
understand?
yes, I was coming to that. Sorry. So what I tend to do now is to it's actually a kind of a pain and that struggle to explain to everyone about what exactly how much you can see and how much you can't, and especially for strangers when you occasionally meet and um, so in those occasions, what I try to do is probably not to explain much about my condition and tend to just say that I forgot my glasses, I forgot my spectacles at home. So that's the easier way to probably just to convey
Mm,
your visual challenge and then just move on and get the support that you want. And
mm,
that's one probably trick that I use, but that makes my life easier.
mm,
Otherwise, is at times I also wish certain people ask you questions, or the people who you tend to spend more time with, say professional setup or somewhere where you are involved in something with others and you're partnering or collaborating. I would be glad if people ask you questions and get the clarifications, and about my visual challenges. But then I notice people kind of hesitate to do that occasion.
mm,
They probably avoid asking you that question because probably they might think it might be offensive or be hard, thinking that how we would take it and things like that. But yeah, at certain occasions, I would be glad to be asked such questions and being given the space to clarify it because it's get little tough, when you go and start speaking about your problems to people, challenge to people always, right? So, yeah, so that is something that just wanted to share.
mm. Thanks, Anup. Like, totally get what you said. It becomes challenging when people don't understand, and asking questions makes life easier.
Yes.
And that is the reason why we are bringing this conversation so that people know in general, like how your eyesight works for you. How
Mm.
about you, Praveen? Any situations like that?
Uh, Maybe I didn't face any serious situations like that, but uh, even see, I face situations where how many times you explain them what's your vision level and how do you do certain things. I think they again can come and ask you after a few days, this is how you do it, like not in a serious
Yeah.
tone. For example, I would
Yeah.
say like maybe in my current team also, even though people know how like I work, let it be with the screen reader or what it is, but maybe once in a while often you get some questions from certain people like, oh, you don't still don't see the screen,
Mm.
okay, how do you like why like those kind of questions, like repetitive questions about how we work. Maybe there maybe 50% it can be on our side where we need to maybe take more efforts to give them the awareness of what it is. And so maybe previously in the past, maybe I used to take it seriously and like maybe try to explain each and every time, and maybe get little annoyed or something. But now it's like used to it, so just explain them again, and maybe it's long time due for me to take that initiative to again give them the awareness, which I think it's in top of my mind, but maybe I need to do that. So
Yeah, just to add on to what Praveen is saying, right? It's the same thing. So, since there's no visible disability when people look at us, right, that they can people notice. So it's like we have to keep reminding them of the challenges that we face every time. At times, it could take little, could take a toll on you, or emotionally and mentally and all the stuff, because you keep explaining them of your challenges and disabilities. Whereas you don't, I mean, in other form of disabilities, you can probably understand that explanation is not required much. So whereas in our situations, we have to keep reminding people, explaining them. But nothing to blame them. Not, but in the typical situation, a typical society, unfortunately, that's how sensitization is among us. Is
Mm.
what I see. Yeah.
Get it. Anusha?
So I don't have such a very recent incident, but yes, when I was when I was in my education, you know, me explaining my situation to the other person is different, and my father is trying to explain to other persons that she has certain disability, and they'll be looking. I mean, they'll be looking at me. I look like a normal child, and nobody believes that I have a disability, and I do have certificates, but still people, I mean, the education system still ask my father to, get those permissions, you have to go to the certain people, you have to get signed those documents. The other person who is a beloved one and getting suffered because of us is little difficult to take, I feel. So that's one of the serious issues which I can't forget. Like, my father is going around to each office, each doorstep of the every office, and getting the permissions done, and then getting just a common education, which is a right of every child. But still, it's a little lengthy process for our parents to make this possible for all of us, I believe. So I felt that is little stuff to take.
Hmm. I totally get that, Anusha. How about you, Karthik?
I think I can relate to what Anusha has actually said. As a kid, I was grown up in a joint family, which is like around close to 35 people around, and 12 to 13 of our cousins with a similar generation, and the rest all are your elders. And uh, even my parents back then, when I was growing, they were also unsure what the situation is with my own eyesight. And it was difficult for them to answer a lot of questions. And me growing in an environment where they were answering for me, I think that is where kind of because the questions were not normal. They were also a lot of them were trying to on purpose put those questions on them so that they can be going down with whatever the situation is. And with this kind of situations, I kind of took a call saying that no, I think I have to be independent by myself and move out of the house first. These are the situations where as a kid you kind of see so much, and probably that's one reason why I'm always out of the house, because you don't want to go back and keep answering, keep say making them think about, see, here we are not here for sympathy, or we are not here for some we were all independent, we are well educated, we are all doing our own things, but with this journey, parents going through a rough phase of answering a lot of queries could be a little tough task.
Mhm. It's not just a person who's having the visual impairment, but it is also the family that goes through this and they have to answer such awkward situations. But I really hope the society becomes more aware of this. Coming to assistive technology, see, for visually impaired, like who are completely blind, we make use of screen readers and braille, or tactile tiles, or a white cane and things like that. So I remember, this is Anusha's and my favorite thing to do. So when I'm with her, sometimes there are times when I give my phone to her and like, Anusha, can you see this? Can you please check this? So I mean, by default, the magnification in my phone is on. I just have to toggle it for Anusha to see. And this became a habit. Like, although I use a screen reader, the magnification in my phone. So whenever I give it to her, I toggle it on like directly from the screen and give it to her. So what kind of assistive technology you guys use? Can we start with Anusha?
Yeah, as you told, like, always, your magnification should be on for me. And yeah, I use magnifiers in all my devices. And along with that, I also use a select to speak in the Android, and read out speech in Mac.
Can you
So
explain what is selective speech, Anusha? Because many
yeah,
may not know what is selective speech.
So basically, yes, I can see I can see things by magnifying in the screen. But if I have a very lengthy paragraphs or anything as such, if I would like to read a content, so I'm a little lazy person. Yes, I accept. So I I I take that leverage of using this select to speak wherever toggle that on, and if I touch a specific content, it automatically reads to that
Anusha, your Wi-Fi, your
specific
connection is.
content, and it stops. And whenever I would like to just have a have it on, is it better now? Can you hear me again? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
better now? Yeah.
It is kind
So
of
it
better
was
now,
like,
but
yes, I do use magnifier, but when I have to read a big content or anything like that, I am little lazy. I accept it, but still, it's like whenever I would like to read a biggest content, that is when I actually use this select to speak. See, if I have to just hover that, I mean, just toggle that select to speak button, which is available in all my screens. It's just a default button which will be just right there at the corner of the screen. When I toggle it on, it whenever I touch a specific content, it reads that content and it will stop its functionality. So it reads to a specific level that I need. It doesn't keep on reading like a voiceover. So that this is one of the options that I use in my regular work, and as well as my regular in my phone, in all my devices. So these are the two things,
okay.
like magnifier and select to speak or read out speech. Yeah.
So, thanks, Anusha. Praveen?
I mainly use screen reader, like common as many of them. So, and maybe while typing in phone, I use this braille screen input, uh, which is more where we can be more efficient. So I use that. Yeah. So apart from it, ask help. That's it. Yeah.
Anu?
Yeah, I use pretty much the similar assistive tools. Like I use magnifier with my digital devices, laptop, tablet, phone, and I use screen reader as well. Um, and I also use dark background, so I cannot work with something which is completely bright. So I use pretty much the dark or night mode in all the digital devices I use. Also, I also tend to make my life easier by using, say, assistive solutions, utilizing smart things at home, making appliances smart, making things more accessible for you to lead an independent life. So I also leverage and take use of those technology aspects as well.
How about you, Karthik?
Along with the some of the tools that our friends have notified, I think I also use, especially in these public surroundings like railway stations or bus stations or airports, where you want to read the signboards. I kind of use the Seeing AI, which kind of tells me what is written over the board. And also going to these restaurants or cafes and all, you want to get through the menu. So uh, it's a very traditional way that I kind of use it, but probably that was more comfortable for me, and I'm also used to it. I'm also open to learn new things, but I capture a picture of that particular menu card and zoom it on my phone, and then kind of try to see what is on the menu card. With the new kind of QR codes that is coming up, and being not completely accessible again. That was again another alternative way which I was able to figure out was take a screenshot of that menu card and then zoom it and then go through the menu. Yeah,
Yeah,
Plus one,
Thank-
Karthik.
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Karthik. So, all of you answered, right? So I remember, Karthik, in your last conversation, the podcast, you said like when you were traveling in a bus, you usually also carry your white cane.
Yes.
uh, just because you may look sighted, but then suddenly, like accidentally, if you fall onto some, your co-passenger, especially a lady, you said using a cane lets them understand that, oh, you are having a visual problem. And I also remember, like, one of the persons I know, he has low vision, and he told me that I have low vision, but I always carry a cane in my bag, just because sometimes in the night it gets difficult, especially the depth of the steps you take, or if there is any potholes, or things like, and oh yeah, I have to tell this. I have been with friends with low vision, and trust me, they directly bang onto the glass doors. Yeah, tell me, so yeah, that is the reason why some of them actually prefer using cane just in
Yeah.
case. So is there any of you who actually carry cane along and use it for circumstances like this?
So yeah, I'll go first in that. Yeah, I use cane in especially in this airport situations, right? Because I just want to signify people that I need assistance, and also to let people. I can't, like, coming back to my first question. I can't go and keep explaining to people my visual challenges and all. So whenever I have cane, people tend to understand that I need support, assistance to help me and guide me towards the appropriate gate and other such support. So I especially in this airport uh, or in kind of a situation, I tend to use my cane. Very simple.
Yeah. Thanks, Anup. Praveen, do you use a cane?
No, I maybe if I'm walking with a friend who's using cane, maybe mostly I grab their cane and have it in my hand. Like when we no, that is while crossing the road or those
I
kind of
make them
things,
more blind.
because they're not like that. So like they like we are guiding, like in the sense like I'll be guiding him along with me. So in
Hmm.
that sense, I use it, and maybe when we travel, not maybe locally, maybe somewhere out of maybe the state, somewhere to a new place.
Hmm.
It I tend to carry it for a safer, like any time it might be useful. So I tend to carry it. So
Thanks, Praveen.
yeah.
I know Anusha doesn't use a cane. Karthik, how about you?
Uh, again, it depends on, I know I where I'm heading to. So if it's like too overly crowded, or even if it's completely a new destination that I'm heading to, I always have a cane in my bag. It's always lying there, and I kind of utilize it whenever and where is it needed, especially when you're traveling. Like Anup said, we don't want to keep answering to every person about your challenges. It's not, which is not needed. So the cane in hand, it's like I call that as a weapon. So that itself kind of tells to the people what to expect from us.
So
Hmm.
I should definitely admit that I use Ash cane. Yeah, Aishwarya's cane
To
when she's
beat
with me.
me. To beat
Yeah,
me.
just in case I don't want to put her life into the risk while we are crossing the road. So yeah, I use it.
Okay, so one last question, and then we are going to open the session for the participants. So, participants, whoever wants to ask the panelist question, you can raise your hand, and Shepul can let us know which one is on in the list. So, as people who have experienced life with low vision for so many years, is there something that you would like to tell a person who's still trying to figure out and struggling with it? Praveen, starting with you.
Just can you just repeat it once more, like that?
I was saying, is there something that you'd like to tell to a person who's just, still figuring out lives with low vision, the struggles around it?
Yeah, I would say like I think now in this current year or something, I think there's so much assistive aids, maybe when compared to when we were studying or something. But now I think so much technology has improved, and I think we can be more independent than we think. So it is, and it is not that challenging. We can live a decent independent life with by using these assistive aids. So the
Mm.
technology is there to support us. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
there is hurdles everywhere, but I think more than what we used to think when we are new to this society outside, when we start moving out, I think it's not like that. I think it's way better than that with technologies. Like so.
That's it. Anusha.
So I say that don't limit yourself thinking that something is gonna happen or something I can't do. I always say, as Pravin said, very true. Technology is always there. Start learning, be independent, try doing your things. Yes, we do stay at home when we are young, and but try to do whatever the things that you would like to do, try to start doing independently, and then automatically you'll be updating or upgrading yourself, that you can do many of the things that you can, that you think it is way different. And
Mm.
one more thing what I feel is like, struggles, yes, struggles, but don't think that by using your eyes more or by using your vision more for looking into the screens or using magnifiers will, you know, it might affect your vision. And don't stop, or don't stop using your whatever the vision that you have. That is what I feel like most of.
Mhm.
As a rehabilitation, I mean, I have worked in rehabilitation as well along with Aishwarya. So I felt most of the people say that no, I feel like if I use vision and if I use get exposed to the screens a lot with the little vision that I have, I might lose this. So I feel like whatever we have to use it to the extent that we can, and try learning more, try updating yourself with the technology, and try to be independent. Struggles will only have, but we have to find for a good solution in a better way. That's it, whatever we can.
Wonderfully said, Anusha. Anup,
Aishwarya, hi, this is Goda here. Can I also just drop in an idea?
Goda, we're just asking the panelists questions right now. So we'll open it to the participants and then you can share your thoughts.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Anup?
Yeah, so pretty much adding to whatever Anusha and Karin shared. I think in this day of AI and everything, so I would definitely encourage people with in our community or people who are suffering from low, I mean, with the condition of low vision to probably leverage or take use of those AI. I pretty much do it in my daily activity, so it's really empowering, and I think the future is looking very good for us with all these assistive aids around. And the
Mm.
second thing is to, like what Anusha said, right? To be independent, I would, though you could see now much, with say better vision and all those things. I mean, if I would always encourage people to learn screen reader to probably to be efficient at not using your vision aspects when you're working on computers, especially. So I would definitely not to probably lose or damage your existing vision. Always be self-sufficient in learning screen
Mm.
readers and being versed at it, and so that will definitely help you in the longer run. Though
Okay.
using screen readers like NVDA or using a cursor mouse to read what is being displayed on the screen would help you at the present situation, but in the longer run, I think JAWS or things like that, but not basically relying only on the keyboard will definitely help you a lot.
Mm.
And one final thing I just want to let people make, I feel like people who are in the journey of low vision, what I face and what I see them facing is especially is the challenges they face in the social setup,
Mm.
because of being judged and because of being assumed and for your non-disabled appearance and all. So I would I would suggest you guys to be prepared for that. Figure out ways to overcome it. Think through it. I would probably encourage people to be really vocal about their disability. Whenever they interact in a social setup, be vocal about it. Talk about your disability, your challenges. Whether they hear it or not, it's always good to be out there for them to know. And I think even if you think don't be mindful about how people might judge you for not being able to gauge their reactions or social cues, or not being able to be socially accessible for them in the conversations or any kind of relationships. So I think you have to be mentally prepared for it, and you shouldn't taking uh, mm, too much things into your head, and
Get
probably
it.
keeping it simple, and just focus on the controllables, what you can do from your side, and yeah,
Absolutely.
that's about it.
Thanks, Anup. Karthik, your turn.
Yeah, I would say do not limit your dreams. I think dream big. Do not have your vision coming into obstacle when you're dreaming big. There are ways to figure it out. When we have in our same own Aishwarya, who is also into art, you can never expect a visually challenged be into an art, right? But that has been proven example where we have Aishwarya who does it. So don't have something as an obstacle for our vision loss to achieve something. Follow your passion, follow your insights, and work towards a goal. It's okay if it takes some time to get through it, but yeah, definitely follow it. Be it at your education, be it at your corporate, I think keep upgrading yourself with the latest technologies which can suit you. This is all something with respect to our professional side. But as a person, as something that you are going through within your family or within your relationships, I think be open, be vocal to those people. I think that would have your life more easier as early as possible. Otherwise, things can get challenging. People start judging you in different ways, which you should also be open to take it to your stride. But just work towards getting that sorted out. So yeah, this is pretty much from my end.
Thank you, guys. That's very useful. The everything that you said, and I love the conversation so far that we've had, because each of you shared. What I personally understood from this conversation is, although you have low vision, your experiences are unique. Yes, there may be, you may have same experiences, but each one's vision eyesight is different. And let's open the session for our participants. I see Uma Shankar raising its hands. Uma, would you like to ask your question?
Yeah, hey, hi guys. Lovely, it's a lovely conversation, and I like how Aishwarya is saying it's been a lovely conversation so far, and I'm not sure how it's going to be from now onwards.
That's because you were coming in.
I know. So I have, I actually have one question about, the whole thing of digital um, touch screens in most of the appliances. The whole it sounds it's like a plague now. Like everywhere, microwave ovens, washing machines, and lifts. Oh God, lifts. So how do you guys manage? So I was traveling with a friend with a low vision, and she refused to use anything else for her but her sight to check the display on the lift. And she was leaning so close to the lift that her nose touched one of the buttons, and we were already up on the. So I wanted and at my home now there are like three, four things with the display. I am a total blind, so for me everything is like a glass wall. But how do you guys to manage touch screens?
Anup, you want to
I'll
take that?
yeah, I'll go for that because I second what he's saying. Like I think all the latest appliances, especially home appliances that are coming nowadays, are all, I think, from touch UX UI standpoint. It's nothing that is physical button anymore. So what I use is two things. One is I kind of ensure that I buy appliances which are also uh, IoT connected, like they're smart, like they're connected to internet, and so that I can access them in mobile as well. So like there are appliances like LG where you could use ThinQ platform and Samsung smart things and with so on and so forth, like with other brands. So you basically can control the entire the appliance with your mobile itself. And for situations where I can't use my mobile, I also bought these what you call the textured tactile stickers. So what I do is I tend to stick them next to the buttons that I often use. And I have few different shapes and sizes of those stickers, so I kind of remember, which button goes to, which tactile sticker, so that I kind of use that as a textual, aid to guide me towards the button that I want to press. So, and at times I got into issues with that as well because I tend to stick the button right on the touch screen itself, which actually kind of damages your the appliance display. So nowadays I learned in a hard way that I stick beside it, not close to it. So yeah, you have challenges, but then you also have few solutions to work around with it. And also, I also use Gemini and GPT, the video live feature to guide me to press that I want to press and to read what is being displayed on those appliances. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Uma, for the question.
Thank
Is
you.
there
Thank you, guys.
anyone else who would like to ask
हेलो
questions
मैम।
here? Can you please introduce yourself?
जी, मेरा नाम मीराज अली। मैं आप लोग को सभी को पहचानता हूँ। तो बहुत सालों बाद ये आप लोगों के साथ ये और एक वेबिनार में अटेंड हुआ हूँ। आप लोग तो अभी आते ही नहीं वेबिनार। हो सकता है मेरे पास आते ही नहीं क्योंकि मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है आप लोगों से बात करने का, क्योंकि मेरा जर्नी स्टार्ट ही हुआ ये आप लोगों के साथ ही। मेरा मेंटर था रामाकृष्ण सर।
Wow.
और यस, मैं बहुत अटेंड करता था आप लोगों का वेबिनार, पर आप लोग अभी तो आते हो नहीं। एक थिंग जो अनुषा मैम ने बोला था, 3 टाइप्स ऑफ टूल्स, वन सिलेक्ट टू स्पीच एंड वन मैग्नीफायर, थर्ड टाइप ऑफ क्या बोला मैंने सुना नहीं।
So one is magnifier and second one is select to speak in the Android and Mac में हमको है ये read out speech। माने select
ओके
to
ओके
speak
ओके
के तरह ही यूज कर सकता है, but we have a different terminology there, that's all. It's like a voice over and a talk back here, that's all. It's same.
ओके ओके ओके। हाँ,
That-
और आप लोग जब उधर बात कर रहे थे, मुझे मेरे इधर मन में हंस रहा था क्योंकि सेम ही चीज मैं भी फेस करता हूँ बहुत।
Yeah, I understand.
Thanks, Miraj. Thank you.
ओके।
And we'll keep doing this webinars, Miraj. We'll make announcements. You'll know at the end of the call. I remember Goda had said that she wanted to add something. Goda?
Yes, hi Aishwarya. I wanted to add, when just a little before, all of us were discussing how to be more independent, and some of our friends mentioned various things that they use. Guys, am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we are hearing
Yeah,
you.
so I just wanted to tell this. I was a late blinder as well with low vision. So this happened to me. I got this blindness, rather, I met with this accident after my 12th standard, just before I entered degree college. So I'm one eye completely blind, and the other I have low vision. So when I started going to college, it was extremely difficult. One thing I learned that helped me a lot was to carry a pocket recorder. So in school and in college and all of it, throughout my education, that recorder was extremely helpful. I used to keep the recorder below the teacher's nose, and everything used to get recorded. And even after that, wherever required, I tell the people that, see, I am low vision and this information sounds helpful for me, so I will be recording this voice or this discussion, and they're more than happy to allow me to record it.
great.
So,
Great.
you can, like I said, when I was going to college, the content was even more. So, I used to carry this portable recorder to college. But now, like everyone is talking about all these smartphones, you can download a very nice recorder in your mobile phone itself. And after that, you label your recording. So, it is easy for you to get back to that recording to understand your learning.
Thanks, Koda. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Um, Praveen wanted to add, not panelist Praveen, is
Praveen
Praveen.
Joshi.
Yeah, is he still here? No, I don't think. Anyone else for questions? We can take one more. Or Shepul, is there anyone raising their hands?
I see Praveen Joseph is muted, Aishwarya, if you can call out once more.
Not Praveen Joseph. There was another Praveen from he
Okay.
initially had come in, not Joseph. Yeah. Yeah. So, yep. Anyone? Sure. Thank you so much, guys, all the four panelists. And, the reason why we brought this conversation is, like I said in the beginning, people think everything is the same visual impairment, but it isn't. And since this is, the Low Vision Awareness Month, we thought why, it would be best to have this conversation with you guys. I really loved it. Although I've been with Karthik and Anusha for long, and today's conversation, helped me learn more. So thank you for sharing your stories. And to all our participants, we keep doing this webinar, and it's called Insight. If you want to, we'll be uploading this video on YouTube as well. You can, subscribe there, because next month we are bringing in conversations for Women's Day, bringing in from different professions, all women from different professions. We also plan to get in conversations like parenting with visual impairment. These are the topics that we'd like to cover. So I just our Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn channels, so that people can follow it. And if you'd like to get information about our webinars, I would also, like, in the chat, we'll be sharing the number. Phone number is 8520818879. I repeat, 8520818879. You can send a message to this number that you like to be added to the broadcast list, so that you are updated about our upcoming events. Thank you all, guys, and I hope. Okay, panelists, would you all like to say something? I'm just going on blabbering.
No, that's okay. Thanks, Aishwarya, for giving us this opportunity. It's always my pleasure.
Thanks.
And probably more sessions to come for. Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all of you have a lovely weekend, and happy March. Thank you. Bye bye.